In between the lines here, Savon Williams, my partner Joseph Hamilton, and we are live here at Lakewood Stadium. Joe, tell the people why we're here today.
Yeah, we're here just to watch the Rising Seniors Bowl, where all the juniors get together, top juniors in the state, for competition, going into next year, building another momentum builder, get recruited, get notarized by college scouts, get notarized by everybody in the state of Georgia. And obviously right now, your nephew, my son, Skylar Hamilton, is playing quarterback for Team Commitment. So looking forward to it. Been to a couple practices, Vaughn, this week. And I'm looking forward to seeing what all the guys, all the quarterbacks, and all the participants have to offer.
What has, since you have been to the practices, how's the environment? What's been the tempo of the practices? Some pro players, usually when it's all-star games, they like to take this time off. Have you seen any of that from our Rising Juniors throughout the week?
Oh, absolutely none of that. And what I like about the Rising Senior type bowl games is because they're juniors now. Most of these guys, some of them have offers already, a lot of offers. Some of them don't have offers already. So you don't want to come out here half-stepping. You don't want to come out here going through the motion, lethargic, not giving good effort. So for a lot of these athletes right now, it's a showcase. Let me show you what I got. And the competition is at a high level, and you don't want to be caught slipping because their opponent today wants a piece of your lunch. They want to show and tell as well, so you don't want to get embarrassed at all.
And one thing I thought that was interesting, and you can talk about the committee that put this thing together, is that the teams haven't seen each other. They wasn't practicing together. Now, the team that you're on, you practice with that squad, but the opposing team, you pretty much haven't seen them. This is going to be the first time that we see each other on the field.
Yeah, it's a good mix, Vaughn. It's a good mix because sometimes you have a draft where a team that you or a teammate that you played with is on the other team, another team that you played against, or a teammate that you played against is on another team, so you're familiar with that. And let's face it, with social media and everything that's going on, these kids know about each other, these kids have read up on each other. And with that being said, I like the fact that the Rising Seniors Committee also had you roommate with somebody from the opposing team, as for instance, Skylar roommated with the quarterback or a quarterback from the opposite team, getting to know each other, getting to build a relationship, camaraderie, because quarterbacks love to hang around quarterbacks outside of hanging out with the offensive line.
Absolutely. And Joe, what was one of the messages that you provided for Skylar? Obviously, you played in a ton of all-star games, or you've been at this level or higher levels. What was your message going into Skylar? Because this is more than just a game. It's been a whole weekend of events leading up to this point.
Yeah, this is a situation where I wish that I had spent the night with him in the hotel room with him, because things constantly went on my mind about what I left out, what I didn't say to him, what I should have said. I said last night to be who you are. I said last night to let your skills showcase. I said last night as well you've been playing football for a long time. It's still 100 yards long, 53 and a third wide. Don't put too much pressure. But I also said something valuable to him. Keep 10 fingers on the football. You hadn't played a meaningful football game. You hadn't been tackled since your last game in the playoffs. So when somebody hits you, they're going to hit you, and you hadn't been down even in this week's practice. And one key point that I love to bring out, as a quarterback, we all look and say, I threw 2 touchdowns, I threw 1 touchdown, I threw plenty touchdowns. But if you're a quarterback leading a drive, that doesn't matter how it's done. You're the quarterback, whether you got to hand it off 8 times, hand it off 4 times, and that drive is successful, they're going to give that credit to a quarterback. So don't be so in tune and running a touchdown in, throwing a long pass, long touchdown run, what have you. Be more consumed by leading your team to scores. Whether it's 3 points, a touchdown, that's how you're going to really get evaluated, how successful that offense were when you were in the game. So that was a very, very good point. I had to relate to him. Don't try to do too much.
And one message that I relayed to him before he started this thing was, it's a business trip. You know, of course we want to have fun, but you get to see yourself up against some top-notch talent. You're going to have some more talent on your side. So, you know, take it seriously, have fun, protect yourself. And like you said, I think you made a great point. It ain't just about the numbers that you put up, but making sure that we have a progressive drive going down the field and putting up points.
Yeah, and I love how you mentioned the fact that it's a interview, it's a job interview. Everybody's watching. So with that being said, even when you look on, when you incomplete pass, or you maybe take a sack, somebody didn't get blocked. Are you sulking down? Is your body language something that says, hey, that guy is not an encourager? Are you clapping on the sidelines? Are you encouraging your guys off the field when things are going good? With the offense is on the sideline, are you rooting on the defense? All those things, as when you're recruiting, as you're a scout, you're looking forward to a quarterback. How involved? What kind of leader you are? And body language is one of the big-time leaders, a telltale sign of leadership. When things go wrong, when things don't go your way, how are you acting? So I think that was a big statement you made about it's an overall interview, but not just when things are going well. When things are going wrong or not your way, how do you face adversity?
Well, we just wanted to provide you all with our pregame show. We'll be coming back to you at halftime, giving you all the stats as well as providing you highlights. This is Joe Hamilton. I'm Savon Williams, and this is In Between the Line, Rising Senior Edition at Lakewood Stadium.
Can't wait, brother.
This ad is brought to you by the Father of Success Financial Literacy Flashcards. Parents, buy one for your kids today.
In Between the Lines here, and we are at the Rising Senior game here in Lakewood Stadium. Joe, we've been seeing a fantastic first half. What do you got to say as the home team has the lead 21-20? What do you like to say about what you've seen in the first half?
Yeah, I like to see everything. It's a competitive game. Obviously, 21-20 from the home team. Team dedication, one missed field goal, extra point from team commitment. But again, what you would expect in a game like this is missed tackles, missed assignments here, so to speak. But the offense showed more than I expected, because normally you get the defense playing a little better than the offense in the early stages of this game. And who can sustain drives? Who can make sure they take advantage? You saw team dedication run a trick play for a touchdown or a big play, and they tried it again and had a penalty. But it's all about the second half. Get a little bit, some time of adjustments, feel for the game, be able to get a little bit of resistance from your opponent, knowing what's going on. So I expect some coaches to make the adjustments, but we also know that you can only call so many coverages, and offensively you're a little bit limited in some things you can call as well.
Yeah, I agree with everything you say, but we also don't want to make any excuses for just playing football. We know to move the ball down the field. We got to move the chains, and we got to put up points. Defensively, like you said, they come at an advantage knowing that they out there just looking to make a play, whether that's getting intercept, getting turnovers, or just making a big hit. We've seen a lot of big hits going on the sideline. A few players have went down. So as an offensive player, if I'm an offensive player, I'm telling them, of course, be cautious, but be out there looking to deliver blows rather than taking that impact, because defense is just pinning their ears back and doing what they're supposed to do to make the tackle.
Yeah, and you make a great point. And when you look at an all-star game like this, and where you look at the defense is very vanilla, they can't do a lot. It's mano a mano, it's man on man. You're gonna have to beat your one-on-one competition, beat one-on-one blocks, block your one-on-one defender if you on the offense. Make sure you get off of that block if you're on defense. And then it goes back to who's gonna make a play, who's gonna try to go out there and stand out on film and make that college scout or make that college recruiter say, I want that guy playing for my team, or a guy that's gonna stand out. As far as Scholar playing as well, and he's only had 2 possessions, the way you stay on the field, and I know it's not all predicated on the quarterback, you have to make first downs, sustain drives. One drive, they had a 4th down and they did not get a conversion. And then the next drive, they had 3 and out. And if you're a coach looking at it being fair, the other quarterback, Delancey Alexander, all 3 of his drives, except the one right before half when they only had 18 seconds to score, he scored on all their positions. So I'm not saying one quarterback is better than the other, but when you get in there, you're going to have to sustain drives and move the ball, and then that's how you're going to be able to get more reps as a quarterback and stay on the football field.
One thing, obviously, football is a game of rhythm, and being on the sideline, being that he's used to playing both sides of the field, sitting and waiting, what I would much rather see Skylar doing is playing catch with another receiver while he's waiting for his reps or while he's waiting for the next team to switch in, just so he has that rhythm, because it seems like it's been difficult, like you said, offensively. You don't know necessarily what the play call may be, or if you're doing 2 or 3 run plays in a row and you don't get anywhere. However, we do understand if it's a 4th down, we need to do everything we can to move those chains. One thing I mentioned to Joe is obviously when you're playing in an all-star game or a bowl game, the level of competition, these DNs, the linebackers on the opposing side, you have a split second that you need to make a decision whether you're going to pass or run. And when you look in the run, you have to protect yourself and really run the ball. It's not tapping out of bounds because these guys are coming downhill making a play.
Everybody's hungry. Everybody wants to make a play. Everybody wants to go to the echo of the whistle. They don't want to play dirty. They don't want to get 15-yard penalties and personal fouls, but they want to make an impact and make their name known. And you're absolutely right. So now that you have a first half under your belt, each team, each position, they want to know or they have a feel for the game speed, what it's going to be like. So you go out there and anticipate it's going to be even faster now that it's a close game. And when it pertains to, the third down and Skylar's on the rhythm and making sure he throws and plays catch on the sideline, absolutely, that's correct. But you also don't want to get behind the sticks. You had 1 third down, 3rd and 8, then you had a 4th down, 4th and 9. It's hard to get that conversion when the defense knows that you have to go deep or you have to have a lot of protection in that pocket. So again, and you also want Skylar when he's on the sideline to hear the plays as well. Kind of, get mental reps while somebody else is in there running that play. You can kind of go through it in your mind. So it's a lot to learn, a lot to digest for the second half, but you just want to make sure you can extend drives, and therefore when you extend drives, you get more reps on the football field.
Well, one thing for sure, two things for certain. Being that this is a close game, right now we get to see the real competitors. Everybody wants to do good, but now we get to see who really want to win out here.
Absolutely, and then what you don't want to see is from either team, because I just love the game of football, you don't want selfish play. You don't want a defensive end because he wants to be all across the field and run a play down from the backside, all of a sudden to get out of his gap to where they run in reverse or run something that he's not staying at home. Yes, you want to make plays. Yes, you want to stand out, but you don't want to try to make every play when it's not your responsibility. So you also want to look at what team can be more disciplined and watch their keys and play at a high level doing those type things.
Great point from Joe Ham. Well, we're going to be back with our post game. Right now we're 21-20, the home team at the Rising Senior Bowl here at Lakewood Stadium.
Again, did not need to fix your credit? Contact the Father of Success today.
Welcome to the second half.
In between the lines here, me and my partner with Skylar Hamilton. First off, Skylar, first question I have for you is how does it feel to be back on this football field after playing basketball throughout the year? How does it feel to be back on this turf?
It feels great. It's like really refreshing because honestly, basketball practice and basketball is really not like, man, every time I play basketball, I really miss the field. I miss like the environment, stuff like that, because football is my real passion. So yeah, it felt great coming back.
Talking about the environment, this event has been bigger than just today. Mm-hmm. What has it been like this entire experience since Friday night? How would you sum up your experience thus far?
It's been great. I love practicing against competition that's like on a different level than I normally go against, and practicing against people that are really good, playing at the next level, potentially playing the next level against me and with me. So it feels great, and also like the stuff outside of it, like the meetings and stuff, makes it feel really professional, and like it's like we're in the league basically with all the meetings and stuff like that.
What would you take if you had to put just one finger on anything that you took out of these 3 days? What would be one thing you said, hey, I can take that and put it in my toolbox on or off the field? Have you learned anything from the coaches, players? What is one thing you can take that I can use that going forward for your team and you as an individual?
I feel like just being more patient with my stuff, and that's really probably because here I've had like a really good O-line, and they were really protecting me well. But just be more patient and not just run, read, and just keep going through my progressions better. That's probably my thing right there.
It's good stuff.
Any teammates that you may want to give a shout out to? Any teammates that you may want to get a shout out to that you just met over the weekend?
Probably Peyton and Zion, my two favorite receivers, number 1 and number 6. They're really playmakers out there, and they get the job done. And then on defense, definitely number 24, Tim. He was playing really well today. And then number 23, the edge rusher, he was playing really well today as well.
In a game like this, does the score really matters, win, lose? Is that a takeaway? Do you feel depressed, down, or anything? Or is it just about the camaraderie and what you learned?
I definitely want to win, but it's really more about what we learned throughout this. We're all like we're all friends now. We're all like teammates basically because we spend the whole weekend together. So this is really just the practice is really the main thing, and this is kind of just like a reward for all of our practice and stuff like that.
And individually, just to have to ask this question, how do you feel that you played?
I feel I played pretty well just managing it, but I could have made some better plays, but I feel like I didn't have like the opportunity to make as much plays as I probably wanted to.
Well, I think it's a lot to learn from moving forward. We definitely got some good film. We got to see ourselves against some pretty good competition on both ends, and we had a great game. You know, and the biggest thing is we walk away healthy and looking forward to the next event, which we're going to draw. Joe, what is the next event that we have coming up for Skylar in January?
Well, we have a big event coming in San Antonio on January 9th through the 11th. Navy All-American Combine, just the opportunity again to get amongst other quarterbacks, other wide receivers, showcase your skills. We also have 7-on-7 tryouts, Hustle Link and then Cam Newton's camp. I think when you get a chance to showcase your skills, it's all about competing, and that's what I love about coming out here and seeing different talent. Competition is the name of the game.
Well, this is the Rising Senior game, and we are at Lakewood Stadium. In between the lines, I'm Savon Williams. This is Joe Hamilton, Skylar Hamilton, here on the away team. We are out.